Hi. Yeah. And one of these. This is about New Year's Six Bowls. It's gonna be a quick one. I'm just gonna run through the first one, Peach Bowl. So we have Houston and Florida State. Houston really is the Group of Five conference representative. Florida State ACC at large. Houston, in my opinion, would have been undefeated if Greg Wood Jr. was not out that one game where they lost. So Houston, in other words, Greg Wood Jr. is pretty much the focal point of that offense. They wouldn't be anywhere close to where they are if they did not have him or he did not have that ability. He's very talented on both sides, in my opinion. By both sides, I mean running and throwing. Yeah, he had about 2,500 yards this season and 2,000 yards rushing. So he had about 300 yards in there. 3,000. In other words, a very, very good season for him. This also, he is the back by that they wouldn't be anywhere without him. But I guess you can make that case for any team, saying that if that one player wasn't there, Alabama actually, I would have to maybe say they might have a chance to be with there. But, I don't know. Evan Golson, and started the season. Then, I think Sean McGuire is going to finish it. You want to say hi to Phil?
No.
Okay, that's Phil. Hi, Phil. Hey,
Hi, everybody. Hi, YouTube.
I love the support.
next.
I love the support I get from him. In other words, I get the little support I get from him.
I'm sorry, Matt.
And that's why it's always special when he gives support. Dalvin Cook is probably one of the players where you could also make the case if he wasn't there, Florida State would be screwed. Sorry. He had a bit, yes, he was in the conversation for Heisman at points. He just never got there. Alright.
You pause it and we're...
No, I cannot pause this film. Alright. He's back.
Hi.
So, we have Notre Dame and Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl.
Fiesta.
Yeah.
Spanish. For party.
Yes. So, this is gonna be like the worst video if I can already tell. And this is why when I asked, hey Philip, do you want to do a film with me? And this is why I rarely ask. Well, also he doesn't feel like doing them, which is kind of weird. Ohio State, they've had that debate, Cardell or JT, and it is JT Barrett. Even though Cardell has like double the yards and stuff, they're sticking with the man, JT. Now Ezekiel Elliott, another guy who's making that bid for Heisman, but never got the finalist nod. He's a big factor on this team. Now back to Miller, the QB switched to receiver. That is also like a running back or something. I don't know if his official position. Yeah, it's something. He's kind of been using the receiving and rushing. Notre Dame, their losses, they have a good loss. To Clemson, if there is such thing as a good loss. The starting QB went down early in the season. Phil, do you mind?
Oh, I'm sorry.
DeShone Kizer stepped up in that role. Now, I think one of these someone very important was injured. A running back was injured. That was important. Got injured. But I think maybe use a two-back system. I don't know. C.J. Horsey and Josh Adams. And Kaiser sometimes runs it out of the backfield. So that's another threat to be warned. A granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl, is Iowa versus Stanford. Iowa lost the Big Ten championship to Michigan State, who's playing in the semifinals. It's Alabama. Watch that other video. Watch them. Now I want to start with Stanford from the Pac-12. Pac-12 champion. They just had They had 2 losses, so that's kind of why we're not talking about them today in the playoffs. Now, you can make the case Stanford in the playoffs, but not really. All right, Kevin Hogan. He's a big factor, but Christian McCaffrey, I'm sorry, you have to do it correctly now. He was a Heisman finalist. Heisman finalist Christian McCaffrey. Derrick Henry would be Heisman Trophy winner. Derrick Henry Heisman Trophy winner. But Christian McCaffrey, probably one of the biggest threats this year. He has 1,800 yards rushing, 500 receiving. Then he has a lot of punting or something like that. Return yards instead to get close to 4,000. Now you can easily say this guy was. Oh, and then don't forget, he's thrown it 3 times. He has a better passer rating than the 2 other QBs on his team combined. But no, he's not a QB. We don't have enough sample size. But Christian McCaffrey probably is the stable point of that offense. They probably wouldn't be there without him. And why did I film down here? Why didn't I just walk upstairs? Hey, Iowa. CJ Beathard. We're gonna roll with that as his name. That's how you pronounce it. He's by far the leading QB. I feel like the other 2 people were probably there in relief, or maybe one of them as a Wildcat. Hey Philip, do you mind? Now Jordan, I think Kanzeri and LaShawn Daniels Jr. I feel like they run that 2-back system. Kind of close to even yards, but like that. Now we have one more bowl game of the New Year's 6 non-semifinals. I'm working on a video for kind of the other important ones. Just to be honest, I have until probably Christmas by the latest if I felt like it. If I needed that long for that, because if we're being honest if we're going to be honest with each other, it really does not get it doesn't really get that big or important or good matchups. First off, Robert Nikolic, the same. He fell from his hotel room. Onto a balcony and then fell onto the ground. He then was in his room. They found 7 rolled things of marijuana cigarettes. And then they suspended him, but he also said this is his apology. That is not the values my parents instilled in my family. Me and my brother were talking about this, and we were both saying someone probably wrote that for him. Not being rude, someone had to write that. But Chad Kelly, the QB, stepped up this year after. Don't remember his name. Nor do I choose to remember that guy's name. He stepped up after the QB, or maybe he's the same one. Who knows? But a very good performance. About close to 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. They kind of run a multiple back system. I feel. Never mind. That's the QB. They run a one back system. I feel most of the time, with some going in there every once in a while. And that's Jalen Walton at 6'9", 69 yards. Shaq Kelly runs in the backfield. Naquan Treadwell, he was injured versus someone last year, Auburn, I think. Very horrific. Thought that he almost crossed the goal line, but he injured, and I guess probably maybe I'm gonna say most likely the pain made him lose the ball. And he's now back, and he's like their leading receiver. And then I think at one point then he got injured again. No, he didn't. Oklahoma State, the other side, I think like second or third in the Big 12. You know, the conference without the conference championship that claims one true champion. One true champion, guys. Just remember that. We all remember last year, the one true champion, right? Was it TCU or Baylor? What one? I think it was Baylor, right? No, it's both. Mason Rudolph's established himself as like a threat this year. They don't run it that much, actually. Or when they do, it's not. Well, they run it a lot, actually, but they're not productive at running it, in my opinion. They use a lot of guys there. They run a multi-back system. I feel like some of them. I want to say one of them is maybe a red zone back, because he's like the guy with like most of the touchdowns. So I'm just gonna say that one of the guys is a red zone back, which usually ends up happening. You usually have a back for like that fast back that they usually have like a fast, elusive back for when you're out in like the open field, like not near the touchdown, and then once you get in the red zone, you're gonna put a bigger back in, okay? Because that's when you want to score, and that's sometimes when they're gonna bring in the big, like 350 plus guys that are gonna try to get them in there for a while. Because trust me, those guys don't play a lot because of their size. Some of them do get to because they're good, but not all of them. And those big men get tired fast. All right, I'm going to do my picks for all of them. Peach Bowl, Houston. I think Houston is probably they have nothing to lose with this loss, though. It's not going to, oh man, we lost to Florida State. Man, we lost to like a very good team. We lost to like a top tier Power 5 team. Man, that just hurts, right? No. Then be like, we made it to the Peach Bowl. We won a conference championship. We won the Peach Bowl. We got to the Peach Bowl. We got to play a very good team there. And if they put up a fight, I can say we put up a fight against a team that a year ago that was playing for a title, had a chance at the title, and that had a chance for a title this year. The Fiesta, Ohio State, mate. That's the one I don't know. Don't ask. Fiesta, I'll probably just say Ohio State now. Maybe Notre Dame. I don't know. Because we've only had like a small sample size with Ohio State versus highly ranked teams, and that's like a loss and then a kind of a pounding of a team. But Notre Dame, 2 losses, but then again, one is the number 1 team stuff. I think Notre Dame, because Notre Dame is not Michigan at one bit. They'll probably play better. Stanford's going to win the Rose Bowl. Right, Phil? Stanford? Or Iowa in the Rose Bowl? Who you got? How about this? We're going to make a whole video with us going through major bowls. Me and Phil will be picking them. That will be out by Christmas. Yeah, so, yeah, I just threw him into a video without him really paying attention. Sugar Bowl. I'm probably going to say Ole Miss because I know they're proven. Think about it. If you think about it, they had to play Alabama, which, I mean, they beat Alabama. I'm just going to run through the schedule because I don't know who they played in the crossover. But Alabama, they beat, but also Alabama kind of beat themselves. Florida, who they lost to at a point. But still, Florida, pretty impressive. Memphis lost there, but like Memphis was in the conversation there. Texas A&M they beat. Auburn they beat. Now, here's the thing. I am not saying I'm an Alabama fan, so I'm completely biased on Auburn, you know. But a team in the SEC West, they're 2-6. But if you think about it, in any conference, there's going to be... Auburn last year was good. They've kind of kept the same players. And they're most likely going to be good for a while. There's nothing wrong in that area, I think. Same with Texas A&M. Even though there's talk about them firing the coach, there's no need. Mississippi State, no need. Arkansas, I think that's probably like... Arkansas's over there being like a little mad at themselves for those 2 out-conference losses, but they're probably... very, very happy with those performances they've had. LSU, they should be happy in my opinion. I don't know why there was talk about the firings. Like, are you an idiot? Alabama, obviously, great year again. But they in the last 5 games, they played A&M, Auburn, Arkansas, where Arkansas took them to an overtime. It was pretty much a shootout, and then they lost, sadly. Well, not sadly, happily. I was very excited after that. Then they played LSU, who they beat, and then they kind of beat the rival. But that's a very tough schedule there. Playing in Tuscaloosa, playing in Florida, playing at Auburn, and playing at your rival in Mississippi State. Trust me, they're ready and they're going to win because I think Oklahoma State, their one signature win was kind of bailing. Now is it. They don't have, in my opinion, did they beat Baylor? Yeah. It was either Baylor or TCU because they lost to the other 2. So I think, TCU they beat. So they don't have that many. They're not proven in my opinion. Most of the Big 12 is not proven in my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't think they're as proven as other teams, as other conferences.